Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode. This lesson is for JavaScript intermediate developers. After taking this course, you should be able to develop an interactive website. Today's topic is called JavaScript tag name. A specific tag or tags can be identified in the DOM model using a method known as document.getElement by tag name. Ever since, we have been using document.getElement by ID. This episode gives us a broader knowledge into the DOM object provided by JavaScript. The document.getElement by tag name method is similar to document.getElement by ID with little difference. Firstly, we are getting elements with an S. It simply means that something that is more than one. Secondly, we are using tag name to get the element. Because we are getting element that is something more than one, we need a way to iterate through the element. This iteration This iteration idea associates an array to getting the element. So when I write document.getElement by ID 0, it means getting the first occurrence of the element. And if I change this 0 to 1, it simply means getting this second occurrence of the element. So firstly, I'm just going to get occurrence to the first element, and I'm going to change the color to red. Style.color to be equal to red. This is similar to what we have done in the previous episode. So if you run this, you see this is div. We could not uniquely identify each element, but we can still get access to them. This makes the get element by tag name to be very important. So what I'm just going to do is to copy this out and repeat it for the next element, which is 1, and I'm going to change this to blue. This is a variable, it doesn't really matter, but let's just keep it cool. Ctrl S that and run it, and you will see this is a blue color. Then I'm going to change the next one, 1 2 3. Let me just change this to 3 or so. That is the third occurrence element. Let's just change that to green. Ctrl S that, run it, and you see that this is a green element. Oh, sorry, that is for 4. Anyway, it's the same thing. I just need it for this third occurrence element. Okay, everything is working fine. Now you will notice something, that this is an integer, and this integer is progressing from 0 to 1 to 2. It simply means that we can iterate through this particular element. But before iteration, we need to know the length of the element so that we'll know where to stop. So the document.getElement by tag name dot length can give us access to how many div tags are there. So if you run this particular div tag, let's just alert it divs. Let's just alert that. If you alert this particular div tag, run it, you will see 5, meaning that there are 5 div tag. 1 2 3 4, and the last one 5. So if we run a for loop, we can actually do something very interesting. For variable I equals to 0, I will be less than divs I plus plus. So I'm just going to remove this length here and put it here to make it look cool. I plus plus. So if we are giving it a condition now, so I'm leaving this for div tag. I just want to get access to this particular div tag, and since we are using iteration starting from 0, it's going to be like 0 1 2 3 4. So if I is equal to 4, then we are going to do some certain things. So firstly, let's create an image tag inside of this div tag. So it's going to be document dot create element, which we saw in the previous episode, img. So now that we have created this element, we need to append it. So appending this, we'll just go div divs dot, okay, divs, we are using the fourth, or you can replace it with I just instead just prefer using the for. Div dot append child, similar to what we have done in the previous episode. What child are we appending? img. Control S, and let's check that in our browser. So refresh your browser, you will not see anything. Let me just increase it, then use our developers tools. So when we get into the developers tools, this is the last div tag. Yes, there's an img associated with it. So the next thing we want to do is to associate this, is to include an attribute known as sroc. So we'll just go img dot set attribute, similar to what we have done in the previous episode. The attribute name is sroc, then the value is prologue dot png. So you can set more things like img dot style dot width, that is, we are giving it a width of, let's give it 100 px. Anything that you want to do. 100 is too small, okay, let's just use 200 px or 250 because that one is kind of big. Control S that and run that in your browser, and we have gotten an image. So we have just used JavaScript to create an image without using HTML or JavaScript. So you can go further to include a border radius, radius to be equal to 50%, and you can also include a padding, similar to what we have done in the previous episode, a padding of, let's say, 2px, and finally let's just give it a background color, img dot style dot background color. Remember the Cayman case. What background color are we going to give this? CCC. Control S that and run that in your browser. Yep, we have gotten what we have been doing in the previous episode. So I hope this episode was educative for you. Goodbye and see you in the next episode.